A former RCMP officer charged with foreign interference has been granted bail after making a court appearance today. And we learn new details about the allegations against William Majcher. The CBC's Kate McKenna joins us now live from Ottawa. So Kate, can you take us through what happened?
Intrigued by this case, but what happened today made it even more interesting. So this was Majcher's second court appearance. He appeared on Friday as well, and basically they were trying to hammer out the details when it comes to bail. So they were requesting bail and were ultimately granted bail. But it was a little bit chaotic. He wasn't able to join via video conference, and that's because he's in BC, but the case is being tried in Quebec. This is a former RCMP officer. He was with the force for about 20 years, who is charged with 2 counts of foreign interference. And basically, the RCMP alleges that he was responsible for using his extensive contacts to try and find and gather information and intimidate a Canadian on behalf of the Chinese government. Those allegations not tested in court, and in fact today the lawyer for Majcher said that he is pleading not guilty, and he does deny that that happened. He was granted bail earlier today. Here's what the Crown Attorney had to say.
So Mr. Majcher will have to deposit $50,000 cash before the court. A third party or third parties in a plural will have to act as sureties, which means that they undertake basically they undertake to vouch for Mr. Majcher's appearance, and they sign a document to the effect that they're liable for $200,000 should he fail to respect any court condition, especially that of being present in court. Another very usual condition: deposit his passport, not apply for another one, remain within the jurisdiction of Canada, and yes, those are, and not communicate with 2 people.
Now, it's those 2 people that he mentioned at the end that really kind of piqued reporters' interest because of who they are. So I'm going to give you their names, Kim Marsh and Ross Gaffney. Now, we've since learned that those are also 2 high-level or former high-level law enforcement people. Kim Marsh was with the RCMP. Ross Gaffney was with the FBI. And today in court, the judge called them important witnesses that Mr. Majcher would not be able to contact. And so that does add a certain level of intrigue in this case, which already sees, a former RCMP officer being charged with 2 counts of foreign interference.
And do we know anything more about those 2 individuals that you were just talking about, Kate?
Well, it's interesting that you ask that, because the name Kim Marsh was actually in the charge sheet that we received last week from Mr. Majcher. And in the charge sheet, the RCMP alleged that he is a co-conspirator in whatever Mr. Majcher was doing to allegedly help the Chinese government. Now, we did reach out to him last week, and he said he wasn't able to speak on the issue. It's not clear what relationship he has with Majcher or when it started, or even really what his alleged role was. But it is sure that he was a former RCMP officer at a high level, that he was also involved in covert operations. We know that Mr. Majcher was very involved in going undercover. In fact, he talks about it online. He was undercover for years. It seems like Mr. Marsh was as well. And then the third person, the FBI agent, Ross Gaffney, he was with the FBI. In fact, he was with the FBI for 27 years, and we did just do a quick search on him, and it does seem like he would have known Mr. Majcher as well back, almost 20 years ago, according to a piece that was published in the Globe and Mail in 2008. They worked on a case together, so it is clear that they know each other, but it's not clear how. It's not clear why exactly these men would be named in this. Certainly a lot of questions and a lot of intrigue on this case, which of course deals with a very serious subject.